Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have so much going on today, and I am very excited to get started. Today's more of like a superset type of day. We have a decent amount of Cerakote stuff to get done, like parts left to Cerakote. Being that all the parts go in the oven for hours at a time, we're gonna be like Cerakoting and building stuff at the same time. So this should be a pretty fun day. Pretty pumped with how everything's coming out. Here's the trans, nearly completed last night, and then all the transfer case parts that we had to re-Cerakote because if you watched yesterday's video, you know. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. So we have all of this bare aluminum up here, okay? This is all glass beaded. It all looks very nice. I was originally going to do clear Cerakote on all these pieces, but being that we have this very nice satin aluminum Cerakote and we have a good amount of it left, probably just a touch over half of this left, I think that should be enough to get all these things done. And I think I prefer this over the glass beaded clear Cerakote look. This stuff is just amazing. You know, it kind of sucks that we spent so much time and energy and effort making all those pieces perfect with glass bead, because glass bead obviously takes quite a bit longer to blast with versus anything abrasive. But you live and you learn. Right off the bat, let's just jump right into it, start Cerakoting, get some stuff in the oven. I feel like we're kind of getting a late start today. It's already like 9 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, kind of late, so let's do it. Quick little rundown if you haven't had the chance to check out yesterday's video on the Cerakote. Process is very simple. Clean the part up with either acetone, brake cleaner, or degreaser. Throw it in the sandblaster, sandblast it with about 100 grit media. Pull it out, blow it off with compressed air. Throw it in the oven, 300 degrees for 1 hour. Pull it out of the oven, let it cool down, probably about 30 minutes. Spray on the Cerakote, let the Cerakote flash for 15 minutes, back in the oven for 60 minutes at 300 degrees. Pull out the part, let it cool down, and it's geared, you're done. All right, so we just ran into our first issue of the day. This here is the power steering pump. There's no internals whatsoever, literally just the cases. And I had cleaned it previously, but as you can see, when we throw it in the oven and pull it back out after an hour, oil starts seeping out. So we need to clean, sandblast, and rebake this piece right here until that stops happening. Obviously, Cerakote will not stick to that. We have some parts over there cooling down, about ready to Cerakote, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and pop this transfer case back together. We need to figure out this whole pinion assembly, and other than that, it's fairly simple. So as you guys saw, we could not get that bearing on. We couldn't even get it on enough to start the threads to kind of like press it down onto the pinion shaft. So what I did is throw it in the oven for about 10 minutes, heat up the bearing, and when metal heats up, it expands. So threw it in there for about 10-15 minutes, drop it on the shaft. We were able to get the nut on just fine. Now all I'm gonna do is tighten this nut down to where it matches. See this little punched area right here? Spin it until it lines up with that right there, or this side over here. There's quite a bit of end play right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much tighten it until I think it feels right compared to when we took it apart, and basing it off of this punch mark to the divot in the shaft. All right, as you can see, that little punch mark is lined up directly with the shaft, and this thing feels just like how it did before we pulled it apart. Like a little bit of drag, but you can still spin it fairly easily. But there's not a ton of like shaft play or end play, I guess you'd call it. So I'm glad we finally got that situated. All we have to do now is install that onto the transfer case and we'll be finished up. Finally, I was stressing about this. I know she's a little bit dirty and greasy and oily right now, but can we just take a second to appreciate how beautiful this transfer came out? This isn't the hardware for this transfer. This is just some random stuff I had laying around. So as soon as the new hardware comes back from zinc coating or zinc plating, we can get all that installed. But other than that, this transfer is 100% done. Install the hardware, torque the bolts. Should probably throw an oil seal in there. And the best part about it all, we don't have any leftover parts, which is always a good sign because that means they're all inside the transfer. Excuse the dirty table, but we've got a few parts Cerakoted already today. We did the intake manifold, which turned out super, super nice. I was debating doing black or silver, and I decided on this car, being that we already did so much stuff in black in powder coat, that I wanted to just leave that silver. And I think it'll flow better later on. You guys will see why. So we got that done, and then some other stuff as well. Oh man, that looks good. Right now I am about to sandblast an intercooler we picked up. It's a 3.5 inch, like old school AMS intercooler. Comment below, all right? Should you do this guy silver or should we do this guy black? Black looks good. Black always looks good. We're gonna have the AMS logo on the front, and I'm not sure what color. I guess comment on the color of the logo as well. We could either do the AMS logo or maybe even like the Vossen logo on the front. I think that'd look pretty sick. Let me know. This is how everything turned out that we have Cerakoted so far. All turned out really, really nice except for this front case. I wish I would have spent more time and tried to make this front a little bit better. I thought I wasn't too worried about it because it's under the timing belt anyway, but at the end of the day, that's gonna bug me. If we end up Cerakoting any more parts for this car the same color, we can definitely redo this piece here. Other than that, it all turned out nice. Well, I guess for now it's time to start the reassembly process. We have a ton of like smaller pieces. We still need to get this engine back together, but still no word on the head. We do have like the power steering pump. The CV axles have to go back together. We can do like bottom end stuff on the engine, but for now, I think I want to take care of the power steering pump just because I'm excited to see how everything is gonna flow together. We have the pulley done in gloss black, and then of course the pump cases are done in the satin silver Cerakote. So let's slap this thing back together and see how she looks all finished up. There are so many parts that I'm not comfortable putting together without doing like a super in-depth cleaning with brake cleaner. Power steering pump being one of them. Of course, the front case being one. This oil filter housing being one. If there's sand stuck in here or in there and it comes out when the motor's all together, we're kind of screwed. I do not know if brake cleaner is going to destroy this coating. I really don't think it will, but I'm going to test it out because we have to figure out a way to make these spotless. Here goes nothing, boys. Well, thankfully we are in luck. The brake cleaner did not harm the Cerakote whatsoever, which is, it's nice to know. Here's everything that goes inside the power steering pump. All the internals here. We did pick up a new O-ring or a new seal for the actual pump shaft. So that seal is gonna stay right there. And here is the shaft itself with the powder coated pulley. Oh yeah, that is gonna be so nice looking. All right, let's get this thing together, guys, and we can move on to, let's say, the CV axles. Oh my gosh, guys, I completely destroyed this power steering pump. So there's the whole assembly that drops down in there. It has to go in obviously very, very flat because it is a very tight tolerance, and it started going in a little bit sideways. Thought I could straighten it out, and I didn't, and now it's stuck in there. I tried to use a punch on the backside to get it out, this little sleeve in here, and I completely broke it. So now we need a new power steering pump. Sick. If anyone has one, shoot me a DM on Instagram, please. We need one soon because I have a feeling that this car is probably going to go back together fairly soon. So hit me up on Instagram if you have one you want to sell. If you're gonna do this, take your time. Don't be in a hurry like I always feel like I am, and start destroying parts. All right, let's see if we can't get a CV axle together. Hopefully we don't destroy this as well. Now I'm playing, this should be fairly simple. We have to throw all these balls in this little race back inside this CV here. Got new clamps, some new bags of grease. The OEM boots are in perfect condition. Didn't really see a point in replacing these. Yeah, let's get this thing together and see how she looks. So we got this whole assembly put back together. Now we are gonna put in the actual shaft itself. This ring goes down, and the little recess for the ring, I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, there we go. That has to be facing the bottom of this joint right here. So this guy just slides right down, tap on the end with the hammer, and she should pop in. All right, now we are going to do the grease in the outer CV boot, get this whole outer section done, and then we can move on to the inner section, which is a little bit more simple than the outer. There is a difference in the CV axle boots themselves, as you can see. So the outer, this one here is the one that goes closest to the wheel. This one goes to the transmission. So the outer one has one more rib than the inner. So all we're gonna need, a good old pack of grease, small clamp, big clamp, and we can get this thing together. We have the boot slid onto the CV. We got this thing flipped upside down right now, and we're just gonna put the whole bag of grease inside this boot, slide it up. This outer section right here will slide right onto that little recess area. Now we just take our clamp, the outer clamp, I'm gonna slide her over, get her clipped in, grab our CV clamp pliers, and just clamp her down. All right, let's do the inner now. So we're gonna slide on a clamp first. Grab our boot, slide the boot on. The inner joint is super easy. This boy just slides right on. There's this little circlip that goes on the end. And then that guy just slides right on. Can we all agree that these universal clamps like this are kind of whack? I've never really had good luck with them. It's always pretty difficult to get the proper amount of tension on it. Either you go too tight and snap it like I just did, or it's not tight enough and you start leaking a bunch of CV grease out of the boot, which obviously we do not want to do because that would make a mess everywhere. There's got to be a better option out there. I know it. Well, that is gonna be our wrap for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If anyone has a power steering pump that they wanna get rid of, please hit me up on Instagram. Peace out, I will see you in the next episode.